Drew McIntyre has quickly become one of my favorite personalities in professional wrestling. This is a great case study for the post-Vince era, because when Vince was around, I hated Drew McIntyre. I mean, hated Drew McIntyre. He was one of those guys where I never saw what other people saw in this guy. You know, I didn't think his promo work was all that spectacular. I didn't think his in-ring work was all that. There was nothing that stood out about the guy. He's just this greasy, hairy Irishman wearing his tight little pleather fucking Speedos, coming out with his goofy sword, and the whole run where he was champion and feuding with Roman Reigns. I didn't like any of it at all. And, you know, I felt like I was more in the minority there, because I see a lot of people just loved some Drew McIntyre back then. I thought maybe some of that maybe carried over from his indie run, which I didn't get to catch a lot of, but I know he did a lot of great work on the indies. But Drew McIntyre has just been on fire lately and quickly become one of my favorite personalities. And he was on the Gorilla Position podcast this week, and he talked about why. He talked about what has changed, what's happened that's now allowed him to be able to kind of be a little bit more free in the way he presents himself. And I'll give you a hint. No Vince. Check out this clip.
And then these past few months, I really got given that opportunity to like be you, show the real you, show what's going on inside, tell whatever story, you know, you're feeling you can tell, and things that are a little different. You can go into the past, you can use whatever you want to help paint your picture. And they gave me that blank canvas, and I've been able to do with it what I want, obviously in collaboration with the writers. And like, our creative team are so phenomenal, the way they set up the week to weeks. I can't think of that stuff. That's what's great about it. They think of the bigger picture and where we get into, and each week I can paint my canvas to tell that story to get to the final destination. It reminds me of my independent run, where I finally was given full creative, because it was basically you're going to make money and be able to pay for your house and stuff that your wife and you just bought the very first apartment. Actually, we got together, and you just got fired and you have nothing, and it has to work.
Yeah.
And I learned, you know, how to, you know, draw money, how to be on top, how to find myself, I guess. And it was all basically my stuff the entire time. And now, what you're seeing now is a collaboration, but it's very much my words, 100%. And you can feel that, and you can feel it's real. You can feel I believe it, because it is real.
It really is amazing. Drew, like I said, man, I hated me some Drew, and now I can't get enough of this guy. Every time he's on the microphone, it's must listen, because he's dropping bars. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole CM Punk thing. And look, CM Punk is my favorite wrestler. One of, at the very least, right? Always has been since the pipe bomb, probably before that even. And but Drew got over with me by taking down, when he hurt Punk, man, that sucked. Punk getting out of the WrestleMania picture, but the way that Drew capitalized on it, the way he came out, and he's like, I prayed for that to happen. Oh my God. And then the shirt, you know, CM Punk's WrestleMania dreams. And now he's got I stole CM Punk's spot. I took him out and I took his spot. My God, there was that video out there of him playing the Cult of Personality with the fans. He's just doing incredible work, and it's because he's being given the freedom to do the incredible work. All of this has been there the entire time. And it really makes me wonder, like, how limiting has Vince been for certain characters? And how much better can people be if they're just given the free reign and the ability to be better? You know, I did a recent video on The Rock, same recording session here, so I don't know which will go up first. But I talked about how the locker room's kind of pissy with The Rock, because The Rock, they feel like there's a double standard. They can go out, or Rock, you know, they have to follow the rules, while The Rock can say whatever he wants. Drew seems to be a guy that says pretty much whatever he wants. Now, he did say that it is a collaboration with the writers and shit, but it seems like him being given that opportunity to just go out and say and do, and it's not only him being more free to present his character, but it's also, you heard him mention, you are now able to bring things up from the past. You're allowed to use shit You're allowed to recall it. And fans, we don't forget about that. Was a Vinceism. Nobody remembers that shit. People remember. Some people remember. Look when The Rock came out and that heel fucking the Hollywood Rock theme hit. The switch up, the remix there. People remembered. How long ago was that? How subtle is that? Just fucking, I love it. I think there are wrestlers that are going to absolutely thrive in this environment, but this could also show the weaknesses in some of the other guys that have been propped up while Vince was around. Austin Theory, probably a huge example of that, right? Remember when Roman said, your daddy's not around to take care of you anymore? Where's he been since, right? And it's not just because he's, got heat with Triple H or something. It's because Vince saw the look and was like, yeah, probably added him to his dildo collection or whatever he was doing behind the scenes. He had a hard-on for Austin Theory, but Austin Theory's not that good. He's just not good yet. He's not there. Even John Cena said in a recent interview, he's just like, when I was working with Theory, it's like, man, you have all the tools. You just don't get it yet. You don't get what we're doing here. And sometimes it takes a while to get that, I guess. Where were we here? Drew McIntyre. So it's going to expose the people, giving them that leeway. It's going to expose the people that don't really have it. And then it's going to allow other people to thrive. It's a little bit of the AEW environment, only not. This is, I think, actually what AEW, I've always pitched that AEW should have writers, should have creative. Not to just script everything word for word, but like it's that hybrid. It's that happy medium because you have talent that are great in the ring or have something going for them, like whatever people see in Austin Theory, right? He's got the look, right? I'm picking on poor Austin Theory today. I got to stop doing that. But, he's a douchebag. So anyway, there's people, and then there's the people that have the microphone skills that can carry them, and they can just give them give them 5 minutes and they'll be able to go get themselves over or tell any story you need told, and they can do it all in their words. Other people can't. So having that hybrid there, having the storytellers there to be able to steer and guide the direction. And I think that's why Drew is able to thrive. Like he says, it is a collaboration with the writers too. And they're doing fantastic work right now. And the only difference is the absence of Vince, right? It has to be. To just allow Drew to go out there and do his callbacks and say, look, Punk was a dick to me when he did some dirty shit. And he's alluded to this a couple times, by the way. I don't know if it's kayfabe or not. And that's the beauty of this sort of thing. He's like, he has spoken in general of Punk being a dick to him in the locker room back in the day, but I think he's referenced a specific incident that he knows and I know. It's not even close to an Irish accent. I apologize for that. What the fuck am I doing? He knows and I know. He's referenced it. What was it? He hasn't forgot about it. Vince wouldn't let him talk about that shit, but that builds story. That adds to why it's so fucking sweet for Drew McIntyre to take out CM Punk. Oh, it tastes good. It tastes so good, and that wouldn't make as much sense if we were only able to go back as far as the Royal Rumble. Oh, yeah, I took you out, so now, haha. I mean, that would work, that's fine, but what makes it sweet? What adds the emotion to it? Oh, it's because McIntyre was one of these people that you hurt when you were being a dick to people backstage. And we can believe that. We believe that story. And now everybody's on the Punk train, and everybody loves Punk, and Punk's walking around baby-facing himself, and just gee golly whiz, I'm just happy to be here. And McIntyre's seeing through that shit. I know Punk. I remember the Punk. He's the same Punk. I'm glad I took him out, and I'm glad I took his spot. Fuck you. And now I'm going to rub it in. Not only am I going to do it, but I'm going to rub it in. I'm going to play his music in my car in front of his fans that are chanting CM Punk. He's just on another level right now. He's doing such fantastic work. Like I said, it's a good case study because I can't think of a guy I hated more. Maybe Roman Reigns is another good example. Roman Reigns. Remember how much we all hated Roman Reigns? I'm willing to guess that 90% of the people listening to my voice right now were not a fan of the blue-eyed, suffering succotash Roman wins, LOL, at the end of every WrestleMania that Vince booked. Had this hard-on for the Roman Reigns in the vest, and he came out with the Shield gear and all that. That babyface Roman was never going to work. But now, since he's been heel, since he's been with the wise man, God mode. God mode. And I think Drew is on his way there as well. And it'll be interesting to see who else can thrive in this environment. Who else takes the ball? You know, I referenced The Rock earlier, and people think there's a double standard. Oh, he gets to say whatever he wants. Look, man, go out there and say it. Go out there and say it. If it works and it gets over and it's going to pop business, then nobody can really yell at you for it at the end of the day, because you were right. If you're wrong and you fuck it up and you're an asshole, your ass is gonna get chewed. Maybe you don't have enough faith in yourself. Maybe you want the writers to be able to write that kind of cool, jazzy stuff for you. And certainly, I'm sure Rock's writer is helping out with that. His own personal writer is helping out with that kind of stuff. But yeah, what do you guys think? Drew McIntyre doing the best work of his career right now? What are your thoughts on that? Inevitably, it's leading to when Punk returns. Matter of fact, I don't know if it's been announced yet, or I haven't even heard anything about it, but I would just book Punk as I don't know if he can even do referee or anything at this point. Special enforcer. Is there a way you can insert Punk into the middle of that match? That would be interesting. I think he's doing enough rehab now where he could be a referee. I don't know. He doesn't necessarily need to go down on that arm. Maybe he does to really get the pass counts. I don't know. No fucking idea. It is maybe that's not the right role, but I would try to insert Punk into that match at WrestleMania in some way, shape, or form if you could, and just kind of keep Punk in that circle, because when he comes back, him and Drew one-on-one is going to be a big deal. And I do think Drew's taking that title from Rollins. Rollins will probably take some time off after that to heal up. And then we'll have McIntyre hold the belt till Punk comes back. That's not to say Punk will win the title when he comes back, but that's the match. That's the money, right? That's why Drew's still dissing CM Punk. That, and it's funny, and it's getting him over. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next.
Let me tell you something, brother. You can check out full episodes each and every Sunday right here on this channel, dude. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to take your vitamins and say your prayers, brother.